Good start. A start should, kind of, I guess, start the conversation like that. For rookie minicamp on what we're trying to get accomplished, we have a few guys that are in on a tryout basis. In the past, I've had players that didn't have a contract that came in on this tryout weekend that end up starting for us at both of my last stops. So that part is important. And then for the guys that we have signed up, whether through the draft or undrafted players, it's about starting the process. We will integrate them in with the rest of our veterans Monday. So it's really about catching them up as much as anything. We've seen them work out. We have a pretty good idea of who they are. Rookies are never in the type of shape that they think they are in. But, down here you start the process. So it was good to get out on the football field, to see them in a Houston Texan uniform.
Guys, we have a mic for questions. We're going to start with Sarah.
Lovie, on draft night, we saw a video of you and Nick hugging after you guys picked Christian Harris. Why was that your reaction?
Oh, it's we like Christian a lot. We had him, ranked high on our board. When you don't take a player, we thought he would go a little earlier, and to have an opportunity to get him in that round when we did, it's excitement. But the cameras just didn't catch. Nick and I were high-fiving on most of our picks that we had throughout. We like this draft class.
What was that class like? What was it like going through the process with Nick during the draft?
It was great. And of course, it had been a while since I've gone through it. That's an exciting time. Our scouts, personnel people, coaches, so many people evaluate it. A lot of miles in, a lot of workouts, a lot of video watch, and then to see it play out. We going into the draft. There's a lot being said on who we were going to draft, but we thought that Derek Stingley would really fit in with what we wanted. So starting it off the right, you always want to start fast. We have Indy coming up on our schedule. We want to start fast. We wanted to get off to a good start. Felt like we did that, and from there, I thought Nick did a great job working the draft picks, trading back, getting more picks to be able to end up in the position we were in.
I know it's just the first day, but was there anyone that stood out to you that really made an impression today?
What I've, maybe back in 2004, I would come in here and talk about how well all the rookies did, but it was just a start. And it's more, instead of rookie minicamp, we kind of see it as rookie orientation as much as anything. But all of the guys are in decent enough shape to start the process. And I know they were eager. We've had an opportunity to go through meetings already, and they're showered and getting ready to go more meetings, but not displeased with anyone, and the process has started.
Lovie, in this environment, what are you looking for, and what are things you can find out in this situation?
You talking just at camp?
At camp, like you watch.
Or practice, are you talking?
During camp today, tomorrow?
Well, overall camp, practice-wise, again, it's an orientation. We're teaching the guys our drills. The early part of practice out there today, we wanted to go through testing and get a baseline of where all of our incoming guys are. What we're trying to accomplish, though, with our practices, with camp as a whole, meetings. As I tell the guys, it's like finals week, into 2 days. So we're trying to cram as much information as possible. Monday, when they blend in with our veterans, they don't want to hear about them being rookies. We're not going to go back. The process, the train is taken off. So you're just trying to catch them up as much as anything. And not just the football part, on just how we do things. I had to tell the guys exactly how to get to our practice fields. So there's an awful lot that goes into guys getting somewhere for the first time.
You were mentioning that they got to catch up as much as anything else to this level. How much does Christian Harris as a linebacker have to catch up to what you guys want to do?
All of our rookies have a lot to learn, and we put, contrary to public opinion, we just play cover 2 every snap, and just linebackers just go out on the football field and start playing. There is a little bit for them to learn, and we ask a lot of them, but he'll be able to pick it up. He's been eager to get started, and now he's there.
Contrary to that stigma, I guess, or that thought idea about cover 2, how much are you focused on covering space, different things that the offenses that schedule coming out yesterday. I've seen a lot of these top offenses. How do you address a lot of teams that are trying to attack that space?
See, a lot of teams are trying to attack the defensive back space. I mean, what's changed? I'm not trying to run away from your question, but we do play cover 2, all right? In an ideal world, you win or lose games based on how you can play man coverage. If you look at our defense, we play man, we play 3 deep, we play quarters, we play 2, we blitz. We have a multiple package. Most of the ones that the defenses I call out are corners by himself. So if you have a guy that you feel you really feel comfortable covering their best receiver at that slot, it allows you to do some things. We're looking forward to the opportunity to do a few things differently this year that we would like to do in an ideal world.
When you greeted Derek after the draft, you were able to tell him, hey, how would you like to just follow around the best receiver? How much now that you have him here, is that something that you feel like you can carry out and have a follow-up?
What I need to get from this draft is I got to watch what I say during that draft. I got to watch who I hug, and I got to watch what I say when I'm excited. I got to that a little bit. But, no, that's what I think most corners, if you ask them. First off, you're the one corner, you want to, hey, who's the one receiver each week? I think most places I've been, that's what they would say. And to be in a position where you first have a definite 1 and a definite 2, and everybody knows that, just look forward to that day when it's like that.
Dameon Pierce, when you watch him and see him, he gets the helmet knocked off, but he still scores a touchdown. Just being a downhill, tough-nosed runner, what do you see from him, and what do you like about it?
I see the things, exact things that you just said. I mean, we drafted Dameon, with in mind of having a guy that, can get yards in between the tackle. He is a tough football player, confident football player, and we feel like we have a role for him. You can't ever have too many good running backs, and I think as you look at our running back position, they all bring something a little bit different, a little bit unique to the position. And I know Pep, Danny, Barry, the rest of the offensive staff are looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. All the guys pretty much that we have in our group have had their moments carrying the football. So can't wait to get to, of course, OTAs coming up, and then training camp.
Sorry.
I'll answer again, Kim, if you like.
Coach, as long as you've been, in the game, around the game, how excited do you get to still be able to teach and to coach some of these younger guys coming into the league?
Last night it was our first meeting with our rookies, and I talked to them about, anticipation of them getting into town, excitement that goes along with that. Yeah, I've done it a few years, but I felt the same way. It's something about getting a group together for the first time, and it's something about getting around a group that's been waiting for this opportunity all their lives. And so that's the case with our guys, and I feel like we really got a chance to know them. And so having that first meeting, setting a standard on what we're trying to do with our program, and just teaching them, the Texan way, and that's can't put a price on it a little bit. It's just special to be in that situation.
Hey, Coach, I was just wondering, how does John Metchie look as he continue to go through his recovery process? And do you think him being ready by the start of training camp is a realistic expectation?
Well, a part of this mini camp is for us. I talked about us initially just taking everybody through a certain amount of tests to see exactly where they are. So we're in the process of seeing exactly when John will be ready to go. Eventually, he will be ready to go. And there's a lot that he can do before that. He's not 100% yet, but in time he will be. Don't have that time table set yet, but, in upcoming weeks we'll be able to tell that a little bit more. But for us, he is going to play this year, and to start that mental, it's all, as much as anything, about the mental preparation. Them catching up, getting in the playbook. You'd be surprised the amount of things we ask of young people and what they have to, get down.
over the years that you've done this with the rookies, is there a common question that you get from these guys over the years? Maybe this group, is there one particular question you always kind of chuckle at, and you're like, oh, well, yeah, these guys are new to this whole thing?
Well, I wouldn't say one particular question, but I think the same general theme a little bit. It's just, when you start over again, and, a lot of these guys been kind of in the man all along, and it's just, you can just see on their faces that, now you get in a group where, when you start at the bottom of the barrel again, you have to prove yourself all over again. It's not a whole lot of questions being asked as much as anything. Most guys kind of keep their mouths shut and just trying to see how they can fit in. And for us, of giving them an opportunity to really show. And that's what we tried to do. There are a lot of voluntary workouts that go on before rookies get on campus, get to the facility. Veterans have to take advantage of that, because wherever I've been, when rookies come in, you have to get a look from them. So they're going to get reps, and they know that. So it's more that, just guys kind of glad for the opportunity. Nothing special, question-wise.
This is a serious question about a strange topic, but you seem to be enjoying the Motown soundtrack. Is Smokey Robinson, is that your deal, man? Is that your choice, and why was that important?
Well, for a couple of reasons. I wake up every day to music. I'm a music guy, to say the least. You can tell probably a little bit more towards Motown than rap music. That's probably easy to see, but you kind of start practice off the same way. Just about everywhere I've been. Thursdays, Keep On Pushing by the Impressions. Lead singer, Curtis Mayfield. That's where we start things off a little bit. And it's culture a little bit too. We don't want R&B music to leave completely. So you're right, that's an important question right there. If you get me started on music, I can talk a while. But no, seriously, music has become a big part of practices nowadays for young people. If you go in our locker room, and there's nothing wrong with it, there's a time for it. The game isn't played in silence. So I like music at practice, and at certain times, loud music at practice, yes.
Can you think about just to expose your players who may not, is that important to you?
It is very much important. Most of the time I say something, I kind of really believe it a little bit, but I am old school, and there's a lot of things you don't want to leave us completely. And music of the past is one of it. It says an awful lot.
Lovie, you've had the chance to do this a few times. You've also dealt with freshmen at the college level. You're also a dad. I'm wondering, maybe through the course of your career, what you've learned and maybe how your philosophy on dealing with these first-timers, these young guys, has changed.
Well, I don't know if it's changed an awful lot, but as you mentioned, I'm a dad, I'm a grandfather. I deal with young, there are young people around me always, and I know what they're looking for a little bit. And that's why when you get to a mini camp, there's plenty of time for us to get everything in. So these first couple of days, it's about this. Hey, welcome to our group. This is how we do things. The question on, is there one that's asked, and letting them know that it's going to be okay. All right, we're not going to play tomorrow. All right, and just kind of trust the process as much as anything. Letting them know about, our coaches a little bit. Now that I'm going to go philosophy-wise a little bit, since you asked that question. One of the best Mother's Day sermons I've ever heard was T.D. Jakes talked about mothers, mentors, and moments. And so last night I kind of started off our meeting a little bit with that. We all have a mother that gave us this opportunity. Let the guys know that. Mentors. Who are the mentors? This weekend I talked to a couple of guys, and they were there hanging out with their high school coaches. A lot of mentors. His mothers had baton off to the mentors. And we're a part of that too, coaches, leading up to the moment, and the moment of having an opportunity to play in the NFL. That kind of says it all right there a little bit on where the guys are. And they've been working all their lives for this moment, and we're going to do everything we possibly can as mentors to help them through it.